Hey there guys, welcome to the third episode of the Buzz Movie Comics. I'm your host, Ahmed Kinaraf, and today we're talking about the Batman.
I'm Batman.
So guys, today we're going to start things off with Batman's origin. Batman first appeared in Detective Comics issue 27 in May 1939 and was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger. A family outing to the cinema ended in a tragedy for young Bruce Wayne when his parents accidentally took a shortcut through Crime Alley, where he witnessed both his parents get shot to death by a mugger they ran into. By the age of 14, he took a journey that took him to every continent as he sought to learn all the skills he would need to master various martial arts and have full physical human potential. He also studied in criminology, forensics, and criminal psychology and learned from manhunters and martial artists to master every fighting style. In time, he forged himself into a living weapon to wage war on crime and injustice, eventually returning to Gotham and calling himself the Batman.
Your parents' death was not your fault. It was your father's. Anger does not change the fact that your father failed to act.
The man had a gun.
Would that stop you?
I've had training.
The training is nothing. The will is everything.
And for the second chapter of this video, we're going to get to his skills and abilities. Unlike Superman, Batman doesn't have any superpowers. Instead, he relies on his fighting skills, using stealth, putting fear into his enemies, and using his gadgets like his Bat Belt and Batmobile. As I said before, Batman has martial arts training from various sources around the world, making sure he can adapt to any situation and be 10 steps ahead of his enemy. He can make himself and his body so adapted that he can be smart and strong enough to take on enemies that are twice his size, some that are superhuman potential, or even when he's outnumbered by a group of men. His batsuit is bulletproof and fire resistant, featuring a weighted cape and cowl with night vision and communications technology, making him a really tough opponent to take down mixed with his martial arts and protective armor. His utility belt contains an arsenal of crime-fighting gear, including various types of offensive batarangs, jump lines, grapples, smoke pellets, gas mask, and much more, among other non-lethal weapons. He also employs a variety of detective gadgets, including microcomputers, a crime scene analysis kit, a Batcave headquarters, house of training facilities, owns the Batmobile, Batcycle, Batplane, and Batcopter. Batman mostly uses his gadgets to get out of tough situations and get the upper hand on his opponents, like I said earlier, using smoke pellets, batarangs, and grapples, you name it. But they don't work with everyone, making Batman having to constantly come up with new strategies and tactics. Which is why he's always updating his tech with new gadgets and is always studying his opponents, even opponents like Superman. There's a lot of members in the Bat family, but today we're only going to stick with the 4 Robins, starting by getting into them each individually. We got Dick Grayson, a circus kid who was the first Robin to be trained by Batman and later in the future became Nightwing. He also at some point took on the Batman mantle while Bruce Wayne disappeared. There's Jason Todd, the second Robin. Jason was an orphan taken in by Batman and began the same training as Dick Grayson, but he was eventually killed by the Joker. He eventually came back to life by Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Pit and was mad at Batman for not avenging his death, becoming a villain / anti-hero, calling himself the Red Hood. Next there's Tim Drake, the third Robin. After the death of Jason Todd, Batman was getting more aggressive, and Tim Drake saw the need for a new Robin, proving to Batman he was worthy. And finally we got Damian Wayne, the fourth Robin. Damian Wayne is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, and was primarily trained by the League of Assassins before Batman, and was the second Robin to be killed.
You fight like a younger man. There's nothing held back. It's admirable, but mistaken. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
And for the final chapter of this video, we're gonna get into a few of his villains. We got the Joker. The Joker is the craziest villain that Batman has ever faced, being responsible for the death of Jason Todd. The Joker is so crazy, in fact, that he cut off his own facial skin and wore it as a mask just to prove a point to Batman. There's Bane. Bane was born in a prison called Penajura. Within prison walls, he built up his body and uses a venom toxin that temporarily gives him super strength. But he was portrayed differently in The Dark Knight Rises, like all the other villains. And second most popular, Catwoman. Catwoman's a villain / hero who's had on and off feelings with Batman. The two temporarily dated, making it the longest relationship Batman has ever had, making it hard for Batman to take her down when necessary. Aside from Catwoman and the other villains, there are still a few honorary mentions, like Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, and the Penguin, but more on them in future episodes.
Enough! It's over! You say you want to be better than me, but it won't happen. Not like this!
For some great Batman stories, watch the animated movies such as Batman Year One, Batman Under the Red Hood, Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1, Part 2, and Son of Batman.
Want to guess what it might be?
I have a few ideas.
So guys, that will do it for today's episode of the Buzz Movie Comics. Tune in for future episodes as we talk about your favorite comic book character. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for future updates and comic book movie news.
Relax, everybody. I'm here. Batman! What's up, babe?
Babe!
What?
Oh, sorry, Batman. This is Emmett. Emmett, this is my boyfriend, Batman.
I'm Batman.